Hi, I'm Dr. Laurie Steelsmith. I'm a naturopathic physician, licensed acupuncturist, and I'm a regular contributor to Vitacost for the last 10 years. I also specialize in women's health care. I've been in practice for 29 years and have seen thousands and thousands of women and work to help them create great health. So today we're talking about heart health because February is Heart Health Month. Our hearts are very important, not just from a Western perspective, but also from a Chinese medicine perspective. From a Western perspective, everybody thinks about your heart and it pumps blood, but from an Eastern or Chinese medicine perspective, it does so much more than that. It's actually carrying qi, or your vital force, throughout your body. So maintaining a healthy heart, cardiovascular system, actually helps you to maintain healthy qi. Let's look at your heart from a Western perspective. Your heart from a Western perspective, key things about that are that we want to keep our blood pressure within range. We don't want it to be too high. We don't want it to be too low. We want to make sure our cholesterol is also within a healthy range. And we want to make sure that we have less inflammation in our bodies, because we know that when people have too much inflammation, that it can lead to damage of the blood vessel wall, which can then also lead to more cardiovascular disease or atherosclerosis or hardening of the arteries. Now, why is heart health so important for women? Well, apparently it is the leading cause of death in women in the United States, and 1 in 5 women will die from heart disease. That's very high. And I think most women walk around very concerned about cancer. And this is at least what I hear from my patients, that they're very concerned about cancer, they're very concerned about breast cancer, but in fact, heart disease has a much higher risk. And we want to do everything we can to mitigate those risks. So we know that blood pressure and cholesterol are very important. Well, what else is very important? Well, believe it or not, this may not be something you've thought of before, but your dental health is critical to having a healthy heart. And the reason why is that when you have periodontal disease and a lot of bacteria in your mouth, this can contribute to heart disease. And that's because this bacteria can actually create more inflammation, there's that word again, in your blood vessels. Another aspect of maintaining a healthy heart is actually having proper weight. So what that means is we want to make sure that we're strong, we want to make sure that we're healthy, and we want to work towards having an optimal weight rather than being obese or even underweight isn't good for your heart. In addition, we want to have adequate sleep. So many people wouldn't think of sleep and heart disease as being connected, but in fact they are. There's research that shows that when people don't get enough sleep, meaning less than 6 hours of sleep at night, less than 6 hours of sleep a night, that they were at increased risk for cardiovascular events. So making sure you set your timer to put yourself to bed at the right time and make sure that you get up at the right time will also help to enhance heart health. So there are a few other things we want to think about when we look at our work to be having a healthier heart. And one of those things is that we want to reduce stress, and we want to do things that will help us to just deal with the vicissitudes of life, right? I mean, we all are going to have stressors, we're all going to have things that come up. But if we have a huge toolbox and ways that we can mitigate stress, go head on into your life, but also have a way to decompress. I think that many of us stay in the sympathetic nervous system too much, which is the fight or flight, the tiger's chasing me, instead of being in the calmer, more parasympathetic response, which is how you feel after you do restorative yoga. Now let's talk about a few supplements. My favorite supplements for heart health, number 1, antioxidants like CoQ10, magnesium is a mineral, and D-ribose. D-ribose is super important for your heart. It's important in the production of energy along with CoQ10 inside your heart cells. And these 3 things can really help to energize your heart, make sure that it has the cofactors that it needs to make energy so that you can live a long and healthy life. Thank you so much.